laser swords will show heroes' heart aglow. Galactic Ronin fights, slashing through the night. Armor shining bright in the cosmic light. Ancient code upheld, legends long retold. Battles fierce and bold, destiny unfolds. Cyborg steel collide, through the stars they fly. With his honor cry, warriors will ride across the starlit skies. Echo of battle cries in the nebulous rise. Hope that never dies.
What's up, everybody? My name is Arcagus, and we're back for another episode of Railroader. I've been really looking forward to getting back to this game ever since yesterday's stream, and it was really hard not to just jump on and play some more after the stream was over throughout the day.
Stars race like we do.
Wow.
In the galaxy, true samurai fights through.
Yeah, this has been fun so far. Still in the tutorial after a couple of hours of gameplay, but
Void we flow.
that's not really on the game. That's more on me and the way I
Swords will show heroes' heart
approach the stream. I had another fan of the game on the stream who was telling me all about the background behind the game, how it was developed and how it came to be. It started out as like a passion project for somebody and turned into an actual full-blown game that they wanted to share. With a lot of incredible history to it. It's built around a real location in the world that has a rich history with railroading, and you get to kind of recreate that experience. So I think that's great. I mean, I really want authenticity. I really want immersion. And when they have that kind of information, that kind of lore to fall back on, to add, so much substance to the game, that just makes it even more immersive, more convenient. It's just easier to kind of lose yourself in that world, So yeah, let's get back to it. Single player for 16 p.m. for 18 p.m. What time is it now? It's 11:30 already. So if we go for 2 hours today, we'll be done around 1:30 p.m. Yeah, we're shooting for 2 hours today. We went over yesterday, but we're shooting for 2 hours today. And where's my tell to? I need to deactivate and then activate. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I just realized I've been using the wrong filter. Okay, deactivate. Activate. There you are. Okay. So yeah, I'm still getting back into streaming after really wasn't taking a break. I was just busy doing some other things, but it really got in the way of our stream schedule. But yeah, hopefully this becomes the new normal. Well, not this. I'm still late today. It's 11:30, And I usually want to start between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. U.S. Central Time. But yeah, we're back now. Let's get to plan. Okay, passenger service. In this chapter, we'll run a passenger train. Passenger service is smaller railroads in general. Now, when we last left off, we had coupled the trains together. Handbrake was not applied. Glad hands are connected. Angle cocks are open. We are good to go. Ready to pull. All right, we're going to move the train to the station at Whittier. It's just under a mile railroad west of here, just past the water tower. Can we see the water tower from here? I got nothing. Wait, that's where we're going? Where's the water tower then? I don't see no water tower. Oh, this zoom is weird. Okay. We got what we need. We're ready to move. Proceed west towards Whittier Station, 0.5 miles. Oh, it's going to take us along a path. That arrow is not pointing to our destination. It's pointing to the first waypoint in our journey towards our destination. Going forward. At 75% throttle, we're moving at around 15 miles per hour. Okay, at about 25% reverse, or 25% forward, we're up to 23 miles per hour. Okay, we're passing 25 miles. We're going to go down to 50% throttle. 27 miles per hour. We're still going a little fast. They want us to be going around 25 miles. Okay, we're going to drop down throttle to 25%. We're now going 30 miles an hour. We're throttling down. I see the water tower now. Okay, we're starting to slow down now. A little too soon there. Oh, next. Independent brake still works since it's just one car. Okay, so ahead on the right, there's a white sign with a W on it. This indicates there's a grade road crossing ahead. This one is between the water tower and the station. As you approach, try whistling for the crossing. Long, long, short, long, with the last long sounding as your engine is in the crossing. Okay, so I didn't do that. So it should be long, short, with the final long being as you're crossing. So the crossing, is it here? Yeah, it's here, I guess. So I think it wanted us to stop a little bit further. I don't think it wanted us to stop with the passenger car on it. But honestly, once you have a longer car, it's going to be impossible for you not to stop on this road. This road is very poorly located, or this station is poorly located, actually. But again, this is a real world location. They probably had some reason for building it this way. All right, stop train with the coach in front of the station. Excellent. Each station on your railroad has an agent operator window at the front. The tooltip provides basic information, and clicking on it opens a window with further details. Agent operator, Whittier Station agent. 18 passengers waiting. Okay, their destination is Ella Station. Hover your mouse over the Whittier Station agent's window. You'll see that several passengers are traveling to Ella, which is good because that's where this coach is heading. Open the inspector for the passenger car. Either with control click or using the right click menu. On the passenger tab, check the box next to Ella. Ela. It's probably Ela. Will now begin boarding. Okay. Oh, was it like an actual... No, it doesn't actually show anybody on the train. That's unfortunate. I hope they change that. Once you have enough passengers, whistle off and proceed to Ella, just over 2 miles west. Ella is milepost 59.8. Whittier Station is 57.5. You're moving towards Ella. Ella is Railroad West forward. Okay. So close you. We are forward. All right. Keep it under 30 for this trip. We're up to 20 miles per hour right now. What's the follow? 0. It's hard to see around this corner. We're up to 22 miles. Railroad doesn't enforce strict speed limits, but going above the speed limit on curves can damage your equipment, as well as potentially cause the train to derail at excessive speeds. So it's a good idea to start out slow as you're learning the railroad. The tighter the curve or switch, the lower the safe speed. Most of the main line is good for 35 miles per hour, except where noted by yellow speed signs. These signs do not give you much warning. However, so check the map or look ahead as you're learning the railroad. So there are signs, they're just not completely useful. Mainline siding switches are good for 25 mile an hour or better. Yard, industrial, and branch switches should be treated as 15 miles per hour. The main line between Whittier and Nella is good for 35, though there is one sharp curve that needs to be taken at 30. Okay, we're hovering right at 25. I'm fine with that. All right, Ela has a small station that's on single track and a siding and other tracks beyond it. A white and black S sign tells you that you're close to the station. As you arrive at Ela, stop with your coach aligned with the station. Your passengers will automatically begin to disembark. Stop with the passenger car in front of Ela Station, 1.5 miles out. All right. We're up to 27 miles, so we're going to bring down our throttle. I'm trying to stay close to 25 just to see how consistent I can be. Still climbing at my speed though. Let's just turn off the throttle and see what happens. Okay. I feel like I should be losing speed on these curves, but I'm holding at 28 miles an hour. Axle 2, 3 cars, 106 tons, 120 feet. Okay, there's got to be a decline or something because we're actually still gaining speed with no throttle. Okay, this is the turn they were talking about, I think. We're still holding at 29. Now we're dropping speed. 28. Yeah, I really wish I could move this inspector window out of the corner of the screen. Over here in the corner, I mean, it's fine for me, but it's just a little bit out of the way on an ultra wide screen like this. So if I could put it, if they had an option to allow you to put it dead in the center, like a console or a hotbar, that would be great. All right, down to 26 miles an hour, but we're just about there. Wait, we didn't pass anything, right? Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right. All right, where is our... What is that? No, this is the station. It's a very small station. I thought I was going over here, and that this was just some sort of something else. Sorry. Okay, so let's take down the brake. All right. Passenger car. Inspector. Open the inspector. Passenger panel on the coach. And check Whittier. So they're still disembarking. I'm going to wait for them to all to get off. Once the passengers have all disembarked, you will be paid for their fares. Watch for a message in the upper left. I may have missed the message. Oh, there it is. Receive passenger tickets fare $18 for 18. What? What year is this? $1 per ticket? That doesn't seem worth the trouble. Although, to be fair, passenger fares weren't actually all that profitable. The purpose of passenger fare was to move people between regions and between towns to bring workforces to the industries that were profitable. And that was where the railroads would make their money. Okay, now we're going to check Whittier. Check Whittier on the passenger car's destinations. As with Ella, use the inspector on the passenger car. We got 9 passengers waiting, 7, 5. So we got about 15 people, it looks like. Yeah, 15 people going to Whittier. All right, next. Your passenger fares for this trip didn't amount to a whole lot, about $1 each. If you missed the message in the upper left announcement, announcing them, you can hit tilde or backtick to open the console and review recent messages. Okay, nice. Oh, you can also use that screen to send messages in multiplayer. Okay, and this is a way for me to share console messages with viewers. All right. The console is also accessible via the buttons in the upper right corner. Passenger service isn't particularly profitable, especially for short distance like this, but longer distance fares pay better, that's true. But don't discount it. Providing daily passenger service using well-maintained equipment increases your railroad's reputation, which leads to other benefits. Timetables are an advanced feature that we won't cover in this tutorial, but if you're interested in taking passenger service to the next level, read up on them in the guide. Interesting. The runaround. Okay, the runaround is one of the most common moves in railroading. The goal is simple. Move your locomotive and perhaps some cars to the other end of the train. You can do a runaround anywhere there's a double-ended siding. Once the passengers to Whittier have loaded, before we return to Whittier, pull your passenger car west past the switch. Disconnect from it and run your engine down to the west end of the siding. Use the switches to run back around to the east end of the passenger car and couple back to it. Don't forget to hook up the air. The engine will run tender first back to Whittier. Wow. Before it does, though, let's look at our freight options in the next chapter. Okay, so it wants me to do the runaround first. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to pull the passenger train. Hopefully they're used to this. They're not going to be a little surprised when I pull them away from the station, then disconnect and leave them there while I go and turn the train around. All right, so what it wants me to do, so I think it wants me to pull them into this sidetrack right here, which means I need to turn you. There we go. And you're already set. Okay, so I'll pull in over here. That's no problem. Zero, 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 zero. All right, throttle up. Oh, we got 19 passengers now. So the longer you wait, the more passengers you may collect. Okay, we can throttle back down. Oh, I forgot to signal that we're departing. And we can just use the independent brake. Okay. We're going to disconnect. Why are you moving? Let's just throw the independent. Hello. Just leave you on. Okay. Okay, because we're going to be moving this guy, we're going to go ahead and close both cocks. Why can't I click it? Is there not a duck key? Okay, closed. Closed. Disconnect. All right. So we kept the pressure in the passenger car, since we're just going to reconnect to it anyway. We're ready to move on. So we will be... Okay, I can start moving then. It's got plenty of space to adjust. Turn off the brake. Okay, so this is not set. Okay, so we're going to get on this line, back up all the way. Okay, we are going to switch lines. Go full reverse. What are we doing on fuel? 4.7 tons, 3.7 gallons of water, 3.7 mega gallons or whatever. Oh no. That's embarrassing. I don't know if you saw that, but I did not set the handbrake on the passenger car. And it was just rolling down the sidetrack. It's all the way at the end of the sidetrack now. We left it here, and it was just creeping along. Actually, I could have just waited for it to. Yeah, it's so close. I could have just waited for it to link with the regular track and just couple with it there. That probably would have been faster. Okay, let's throttle down. Oh, I forgot to switch that. They switch automatically, but... Well, they switch automatically if you're going the right direction. Let me put it that way. Okay. Forward. 20%. Okay. Let's set the independent brake. Okay, we are connected. Handbrake is released. We're going to go reversed. Independent brake off. Yeah, I should have just let it join with the normal track and then couple with it there. Oh, before we do this, okay, let's throttle down and see what they wanted to say about freight service. All right. In this chapter, we'll look at the different types of freight that you'll see in Railroader. You've already learned about the railroad fuel service and repair parts, which are moved using your own freight cars in order to keep your railroad moving. Customer freight is how we earn our money, and it takes two primary forms: contract and compulsory. Here in ELA, you can see two different types of freight customers. Okay, well, hold on. We got to stop. Okay, ELA House Track is compulsory freight service. I see no freight cars here. Okay, ELA House Track is compulsory freight service. Compulsory freight is part of your railroad's basic presence in the towns it passes through. It's a means for customers in the area that don't have their own siding to send and receive shipments via the railroad. These cars are typically sent to house tracks or a freight house. Over the next few days, you will begin to receive such cars for the ELA and What Are Your House Tracks. ELA Farm Supply is an example of contract freight service, which is how most customers operate. Contracts are available at different tiers. Higher tiers bring more traffic, and at the upper tiers, rewards. Cars for both of these freight types are owned by other railroads. Their waybills cannot be changed. Note that cars delivered in poor condition pay less. Let's look at some options for your first contracts. We'll take a contract on the next page. Open the company window, and change to the Locations tab. Find the ELA House Track listed under ELA Station. ELA Station. There is House ER1. Okay, so the house track is right here. ELA Station is going to be over there. Yep. Okay, so this is ELA Station. This is ELA House Track. Okay. Next, find ELA Farm Supply. The location panel shows the tracks for the location. So R1, yep. You can click on the location icon next to each track to zoom overhead. So this is it. Looks like some couple of grain silos. Check out ELA Farm Supply and in Whittier's Stenzel Fenton Manufacturing and Hollyfield Heating Oil. Which of these customers look appealing to you? Some customers have track layouts that make them more challenging to serve. Take a moment to study their layouts before deciding. So between this Hollyfield Heating and Oil, that's fine, I think. That's not too difficult to reach. Stenzel Manufacturing. That also looks fine to reach, depending on which way the train is moving. What else did it say? Whittier, Stenzel Manufacturing. Okay. Any of these would be great first contracts to take. Why not Whittier Sawmill? The sawmill uses captive service cars, and we recommend waiting until you are more familiar with Railroader before you start them. Oh, it's not saying, hey, why not Whittier Sawmill, like as a friendly encouragement. No, it's saying, why not Whittier Sawmill? Because it's hard. All right. More about them at the end of the chapter. All right, next, take 2 or 3 contracts. For each customer, click the Established Contract drop-down and select Tier 1. Contract changes occur at midnight, so you can change your mind freely until then. You can take as many or as few contracts as you like, but keep in mind there is a penalty for lowering or terminating contract, particularly if you recently established it. Establish a contract with at least one customer in the Locations tab panel for a customer selected tier from the drop-down. All right, since we're already at LF Farm Supply, Tier 1. Tomorrow, Tier 1. Okay, the tiers that are available to you depend on your past performance for that customer, as well as your railroad's reputation. As long as you keep the customer happy by delivering their cars in a timely manner, you'll be able to choose a higher tier after a couple of days. Cars for your new contract will be delivered to the interchange tomorrow morning. We'll look at that more once you get back to Whittier. Okay, so let's go to Whittier Depot, House Track, Depot. So we were just here, and Hollyfield Heating is right there. So we're going to take this contract as well. Okay. Let's return our attention to your passenger train. While you're near the Ellis Station building, click on the agent window. Notice that there are two tabs, passengers and freight. The freight side shows you what cars in this area have unfulfilled waybills, including those on your train. By creating and joining a train crew, you can manage a switch list to help you keep track of your work. This topic is outside of the scope of this tutorial, however. All right, just throw that juicy piece of meat right in front of me and then say, oh, no, we're not serving this yet. All right, when you're ready, whistle off and let's head back to Whittier Tender first. If you're in first person, lean out the window with E and Q. Okay, that's what I was looking for. To get a better view, or use the overhead camera tracking their location with 0. All right. After you made your Whittier station stop, okay, let's get back to Whittier. That's what I was looking for. All right. Oh, I can turn that off. Ah. Let's try to move it to the side. Okay, after you've made your Whittier station stop and all the passengers have disembarked, let's review the day. You learned about contract and compulsory freight. You've established your first customer contracts. You've seen how the agent window can help manage freight operations. Now it's time to prepare for tomorrow's interchange service. Okay, we're about to hit the tight curve. I'm only going 20 miles an hour right now. I can touch the lines. All right, let's see if we can build up some more speed. Maybe not so much. How'd it get so zoomed out? Yeah, we're definitely going uphill here. So we're losing speed. What's the sidetrack for? No, it's part of Whittier. So I guess it allows for multiple trains. Yeah, I overshot it. They're already getting out, though. It's fine. Okay. When you're finished with the day's work in Railroader, the logical next step is to get some sleep. Sleeping allows time to pass until the interchange is served, at which point all of the outgoing cars that had been delivered to the interchange are taken away, and all the incoming cars are delivered, ready for you to take them to the customer. Another option is to wait, which lets an increment of time pass. All right, we got $19 for those fares. Okay, so there's 15 more passengers waiting to go back. I'm more inclined to go ahead and sleep. Use the time window either by clicking on the clock in the upper right corner or hitting F3. How many customers are waiting? Okay, let's... I don't know what to do. Do I need to go back to my yard? I guess not. I guess if there's any freight or logistics, it's going to happen at one of these two stations. I wonder... Okay, I want to test something. So what's the best way to test it? It'll be here. All right. So we're going to keep going reverse. I want to know if this is the only line for this station or if this counts as well, and I can put the passenger car here. The reason being is I'm going to have to collect the freight from over here. And so I'm thinking I'm going to have to pull it all the way back here, and then I can just push it forward and link it there. And that way I can have both cars on that line. Otherwise, if I have it here, I have to pull the freight all the way over here. I need to go ahead and... switch you. Switch you. All right, so I want to push... You're right. Okay, I want to push... Turn off the brake. This is not the best way to do this, but we're not going very far. Hopefully, I can still collect passengers with this car on this line. If not, then I'll know I'll need to come, collect them here, move it in place, get the freight, move it in place, couple everything up, and then we're good to go. Open up the inspector, set it for ELA station, and see if passengers get on. They do. All right. Okay, so we're going to do another run. How many passengers do you have? That's it. Just 16 people. We're not going to run it like this. This is not so efficient. So I have to do a run around here. That jump is powerful. Okay. Switching tracks. Moving forward. Let's not make the same mistake. It's not moving. It's not rolling back anymore, but you should just have good habits, you know? Practice safety. All right. Independent brakes off. We are forward. All right, we should be turning. There we go. Okay, this one's already set. That one's already set. Drop you down. Throw that switch. Reverse. Don't forget to release the handbrake. All right. So we're recoupled. We're going the right direction. We're ready to move. Independent brakes off. Forward. Let's go. Shoot straight up to 75. See what we get. Oh, forgot. How many passengers we got? We're up to 21 now. That's good. Gonna make $20. Let's see how close we can get to 35 or 30 here. Okay, we're about to hit 30. I missed it. It's going to switch on its own, though. All right, we're up to 31. Let's go ahead and throttle down. We're still going to gain some speed, though, due to the inclination here, or the declination here. decent 31 miles per hour. .5 tons of coal, 3,500 gallons of water. It's not bad. .2 miles an hour. All right, this is the turn. We're down below 30 miles an hour. It just hit the independent brake about 10% to bring us down. We were at about 32 miles an hour when we entered the turn. We quickly decelerated about 29, then I turned off the independent brake. What is this manual? AE road, AE yard, AE waypoint. Automatic engineer. Auto engineer instead of autopilot. Not sure. All right. Here we go. I wish there was whistle controls here. Okay. They're departing. All right. Got our shares. Now it says F3 is our time management. Time seems to pass real time? Yeah, I think it does. So, interesting. Okay, so we need to wait until the interchange is served, which I believe will happen at midnight. So this is going to take us to 6 a.m. So it's not midnight. Oh, midnight is when you pay wages, I think. 6 a.m. is when interchanges occur. All right. So we're going to go ahead and set this to Whittier Depot. And then we're going to sleep. Oh, I thought it would speed up the passengers accruing, but it did not. All right, what do they got for us? There is some freight over there. All right, so how do I want to do this? Oh, there isn't. I could have sworn I saw a car over here. We took this customer, right? Oh, it's the side of the silo. I thought I saw a car sitting there. All right, so there's no freight here for us. Unless I got to click something. All right, let's go to our agent over here. Freight. Yeah, join a train crew. I don't know how to do that. It said there's ways to do that, but no. Okay, now that the interchange has been served, have a look at what's there. So I guess we need to go to our interchange. All right, I did this the wrong way. All right, we got 29 passengers for Whittier, though, so let's get ready to move them. We will move on to this sidetrack over here. So it did want us to go to the interchange. I thought we were going to pick up cars at these industries and bring them to other locations, but it looks like you bring cars from your interchange to these locations, and that drops money your way. Okay, this is enough. Honestly, I didn't need to bring it this far. Okay, leave the brake on. Okay. Let's get it moving. Is there a light in here? Yeah, here we go. Doesn't really do a lot, does it? Oh, I see it. Okay. Did I do something wrong? Door forward. Brake. Something's wrong. Oh, I'm still coupled. Uh-oh. Just trying to move. All right. That light doesn't really do much. Okay. Oh, maybe I can use the other engine to collect the cargo freight and run that while I'm doing this run. Okay. Where is... Oh, here it is. Throw the switch. Move forward. I guess I need to turn down that light. Okay. Okay, it is set. Handbrake is released. Okay, before we start, no, we're going to start heading back, and then we're going to take a look at the other engine. All right, so full reverse. So we'll throttle to about 50 for now. Got 29 passengers for Whittier now. Yeah, I don't know how to select my other trains. Railroad. Okay, here's the interchange. And there are our cars. Ella Farm Supply, and Hallfield Heating. All right. We got a few there. There are 3 cars that need to be spotted. If it's too dark, you can use your engine's headlight. Toggle with J while selected. Okay. You also have a lantern in first-person toggle, that lantern with L. Another option is to wait for the sun to come up. Hit F3 to use the time window. All right, let's continue our run. All right, we're at 30 miles an hour. We're hitting the curve, so we're fine on speed. Okay. So part of me wants to just keep running the passenger run with one crew while we do the cargo run with the other engine. But again, I don't know how to do train crews, how to join train crews and all that yet. I'm assuming that part's coming in the tutorial. So we're on day 2, I guess. And it's only because we were forced to sleep that we're actually on day 2. Time seems to pass in real time, and we'd only spent about 3-4 hours now in the game since we started. Okay, we're about to hit Whittier. It's using the inner track because I never switched that switchback after we hopped over. So yeah, we could have done this run at least several more times that day and accrued some extra income, but At the same time, we're spending a lot of fuel. I don't think I'm running very efficiently as far as my fuel consumption right now because I'm still learning the behavior of this train. I need to slow down. Still overshot it. Okay, let's close this. Oh, let's stop. Passengers should start disembarking here soon. There they go. Left. Four, three, two, one. All right. Passengers are done. Part of me just wants to leave the passenger car here. But I feel like that's not a good practice. I feel like I should be taking this back to the interchange. So that's what we're going to do. Hit tab to show the car tag overlays. I'm going to go back to the interchange. All right, looking for Holyfield Heating and Oil. How are you? All right, condition is 100%. It's fully repaired. So let's select this one. All right, hit tab to show the tag overlays. Remember, hovering over the tag will show a direct indicator for the destination. Oh, it shows a lot of information. So the handbrake set, it's got 40 tons of farming supplies, and it's bound for LF Farm Supply R1. 40 tons of farming machinery, also bound for R1. And oil, bound for Holyfield Heating and Oil. Okay, when you're ready, couple to this cut of cars and think through where each of them is going. Whittier and or Ella, couple to the delivered cars. All right, so we're going to use this engine. Oh no. We can't use this engine. Okay, if I was going to do this, I just don't think it'll work. So I'm going to have to bring the other engine over here, pull this in position to get it fueled. Oh, it's a different type of engine. All right. Let's go to Whittier. Okay, which way are we going? We're in neutral right now. Oh, wait, no, that's axle 1. We need to select U. There we go. Train brake 0, independent brake 0. All right. We're going to decouple. No, we're not going to decouple. We're going to ride this all the way back. Now we can run around at the interchange too, I believe. So, heading in reverse. Jump up to 75%. 75% throttle, actually. It's not as far from here to the interchange as it is from here to Ela. But we do want to get that other engine running as quickly as possible. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. I'm going to put this on the second line there. Okay, we're set here. Now, are these coupled already? Yep, they are. And the handbrake is set. All right, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and back up. I thought I decoupled them. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, it's 1 o'clock. All right, we'll get this first cargo run out of the way, and then we'll call the stream there. We don't want to go 2.5 hours again today, if we can avoid it. Okay, bring the reverser down to 20%. Speed's about 22 miles per hour. 50% throttle and 20% forward. Okay. Okay, first things first. We are going to bring out the other engine so it can be fueled. All right. Let's go full reverse, turn off the brake, 20%. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and fuel up first, since we're going to be leaving the second engine basically in that. Oh, no, we can't leave it in there. Okay. Okay. I both like and don't like that it automatically stops. I feel like there would be a more critical time element or skill element to it if you had to control. Oh, I'm going over five tons now. So we didn't fill it up last time. Okay. We're going to stop at 6 tons. Okay, maybe 6 tons is the maximum because it was still in the lowered position. All right, so I want to see what happens if I open these hatches. Nothing. All right. Well, I guess that tells me everything. I think bleed just bleeds the pressure out of the brake line, which we've already cleared the brake line, purged it. But how do I feel? I feel like there should be a way to dump this. Cycle waybill, coupled, copy waybill. So looks like there's really no way to unload the coal into this hopper. All right, well. King Rider Streamliner, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So it automatically drains the cars as needed. The coal loader can only hold 2 tons max at that location. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. It's just a basic hopper here, or a basic conveyor. I just thought there would be like a well or something underneath there. All right, that's me overthinking things again. Let's select our train, set it to reverse, turn off the brake. We're gonna go get our other engine. This line's already set. Already set, already set. We're coming in a little fast there. Okay. think I set the brake on this thing. 0, 0, good. All right, going forward. You're good. I thought the same thing when I first started playing. Okay. Yeah, I just don't remember how much coal it had in it before I had to load it. It probably only had like a ton or so, but I just felt like I pulled more out. So I spent I spent the first day of the tutorial running, engine 2. I noticed that engine 1 is a different type of engine. So I want to see how it performs compared to this engine. Oh, a little bit more. And we have the coal, we have the fuel. But yeah, I'm just curious to see which of these engines is better for hauling cargo, which is better for passengers. But it seems like it doesn't really matter. The speed limits are low here, regardless of what kind of line you're running. So I'm probably going to end up doing a lot of hybrid or combination loads, passengers and cargo. But I'm really interested to see how the AI and the automation works. So if I can run my own, I can focus on one engine and I can give orders to the other train and it'll run its line, or am I going to have to be macroing between the two just to make sure there's not going to be any collisions or those sort of things? I don't know. This is my first time playing the game. I'm about 4 hours into the gameplay, and I'm still on the tutorial, so there's a lot to it. All right. I guess I'm going to go ahead and decouple here. Okay. Leave the independent brake on axle 2. Where's the glad hands? Okay. Let's go ahead and move over here. Yeah, different. Okay, we're going to go in reverse. Oh, we need water, don't we? So I'm not going to be able to back up, am I? Nope. Okay. My bad. Oh, it's decoupled. Yeah, I really messed that up. Okay. Forward. Turn off the brake. Let's move. Reverse. Brake. Let's move. All right. Let's get you into position. Open. Oh, okay. So does the hatch not automatically open? What happens if you forget to open the hatch? Okay, the one you're using is the Mogul, and it's decent for freight. The other is better at passenger. So when you say the one I was using, you mean the Axle 2, the one you start with? Axle 1 is the one you had to repair, or the one I had to repair in this tutorial. So this is the Mogul. I can't tell just by looking at this what it's supposed to be. When you're using Mogul, the other is better at passenger, good rule of thumb, bigger wheels, faster top speed, so the wheels plus better pulling power. Yes, okay. I just like the more traditional look, you know, the spoked wheels, the trucks. Wow, it's still going. We can raise that. All right, so if this one is better for passenger, we're just going to go stick this one back on with the passenger car. Which it's already set for. That's good. And that'll get it out of the way so I can get the other engine onto the cargo. All right, so we can finally decouple here. Oh, I never hooked up the brake line. Okay. All right, so let's select this guy. I guess it was selected. No, it wasn't. Oh, I was clicking on the wrong thing. That's why. All right, reverse. Finally get to see this thing run. Yeah, I like this more classical look. Oh, no. Forgot. I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
Wait,
Yes?
how can you speak Chinese?
我中文不好。
Your wife is speak Chinese?
对对，我太太
can
Ling
他在吗？
等等。谢谢，拜拜。Okay, my Chinese is somewhat functional, but not well enough to conduct a conversation over the phone. You'd think after 6 years living in Taiwan, I would have. I mean, I can navigate around Taiwan. I can order from a menu. I can get directions and those sort of things. But the phone, it just, I don't know. It just becomes impossible for me for some reason. Okay. Oh, I just coupled again. All right. Right. So we are heading back. We're going to couple with the passenger car with this one, and it's going to become our dedicated passenger train. Good rule of thumb, bigger wheels. Okay, yes, one is a 10-wheeler. If you hit control and left click the engine, it will tell you the name. Oh yeah, the inspector. T17 10-wheeler. Okay, let's just ease into this. All right. Go ahead and set the handbrake on this guy. And throw it in neutral. And you're done for now. All right. Now, wrong button. Here we go. Finally ready for a cargo run. Not quite the way we were planning to do it, but thanks to your guidance, I think I learned what I needed to know without having to, trial and error my way to realizing that the other engine is more of a passenger train. All right. So we are in reverse. Turn off the brake. Start backing up. Okay. And make sure this line is set. All right, we're ready to connect. We don't need to go so fast. Oh, we can turn off the 32:9 view. YouTube is not responding. There's no dropped frames or anything. All right. YouTube's just going to have to suffer. It's not my fault. Okay. I forgot the light was still on. How do you control the light? Is it F? I don't know. Oh, it was J? Yeah, it's J. Okay. No problem. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help. I have almost 1,500 hours in this game. See, yeah, I don't understand how I missed this game for like a year. This is the kind of game I love. I love simulations. I love immersions. I love the kind of thing that lets you basically just throw yourself into something. And it wasn't until this thing popped up on a Steam sale that I even knew that it existed. That was 2 days ago. All right, where's the handbrake for this one? It's up top here. Okay. All right, we're finally coupled with cargo. So yeah, I'll drop you a DM if I have any questions. There was another person that joined the stream yesterday that filled me in on a lot of the background on this game, how it started as a passion project for them. They created a model, like a real world model of this location, which is a real world location. And then they started creating it digitally, and that turned into something more. And now it's this incredible experience, which I am very impressed by. I love that kind of a story. I'm going to jump up to 40. Let's go up to 60. Let's go 75. We're pulling a lot of cargo here. That's a lot of weight. So 5 cars, 257 tons, 182 feet. Judged by this inspector. also recommend that you expand west first, as it is a very long stretch before any water eastwards. Okay. Okay. Okay, now that you've coupled the cars, check their handbrakes. One or more are probably applied. Now go time to check whether the cars need oiling. Oh, I did not do that. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's play this game correctly. After building up all that speed, this is not the way to run a railroad. I've wasted so much fuel over the first 2 days. Okay, let's hop out. Let's go check our cars for oiling and maintenance. Uh-oh. 1 second. Hello. Are you there?
Hello.
There. Can you hear me?
No.
Okay.
JI, when they're talking to you, we need to give them some information.
We need to give DJI some information.
When you got the information, they told you need the paperwork.
It was 4 or 5 days ago now.
So today's Wednesday. 4 or 5 days. Some days are they?
God, I need to look. Why? What's going on?
Okay. They say the things is returned. Return.
So it's already been returned?
Yeah, the lady called me. I took our lunchtime and told her 1:30. So I fall asleep. And he called me about food. So I answered the phone. I was thinking surprise.
Yeah, she tried to call me, but because I didn't speak Chinese, she wanted to talk to you. All right, so it's already been returned to DJI.
Called me. She told me she got our paperwork. So she talking about DHL. DHL, the lady told her these things is been returned.
Okay, so that's Jenny. She lied to me. She said, okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, this is not.
They called DHL.
No, we're not doing anything else for them. They screwed this up. They ruined this deal. It's gonna. DJI will take care of it.
You already talking about DJI?
No, but I will.
Yeah, I said, why return? He said, probably is over the time, so they will return. Over the time? He said, yeah, over the time, like 14 days. I think 14 days? No.
No, not 14 day.
Monday, I just called her. Remember, she don't want talking with me about DHL phone number, the service phone number. She just told me right now, when she woke me up.
No, this all started. So DJI made the first mistake. You know, they sold the bundle as they sent us this bundle, which had 3 wireless devices in it, but they only list 2. So DHL tried to bring it in through customs, and it got stopped by the NCC because it had the 3 wireless devices and they needed documents on all 3. So DJI made the first mistake. DHL has been trying to handle it for the last 5 days without the paperwork. We just got the paperwork done, but in the meantime, DHL's been sitting there with customs. And at one point, because I didn't know what to do, DJI didn't tell me. They said it was fine. So I did tell them I don't have paperwork, and so I think they did start a return. But then DJI contacted me and I started working with them, and I told DHL that I was working with DJI and they were going to provide us the paperwork. But I think they had already started the return. So like I said, this started with DJI. They made the first mistake. DHL, they just, not yet. And we're not going to pay for these things. If we never get them, we're not going to pay for them, obviously.
So they will not take any money from ours?
No.
Or you already used the credit card?
They have the credit card, but they haven't charged anything yet. So this was going to be a review product. We're going to make videos, and then we're going to decide if we wanted to keep it or not, which, I don't know. Based on the videos, we'd decide then, but I hadn't thought about that yet. But this whole thing has been a nightmare. Getting anything out of China right now is just painful.
So I don't need to give the DHL?
No. If it's returned, it's returned. I'll talk to DJI. If they still want to do this deal, they'll just have to send it again, and we'll try again. But otherwise, it's not our fault, and it's more trouble than it's worth, and we've got plenty of other material to work with. I'm sorry you got dragged into this during your lunch break.
No, I just confused. We kind of, when you told me, I got the information just from a Monday. And I was write down for a note in the, the small note? They keep in the table, the note.
Yeah.
Write down for a number. She just told me 03341, then I asked her, she said, oh, just take it off the paper back, then let me, the bottom, they have the DHL number. You can call them. Just don't tell me the last phone number. She just told me that. And told me things to do. So I got mad. When they asked the one thing, because they don't know our break time, fine. But Monday they told me, and now you told me to return.
Yeah.
That's why I got mad.
No, I've been mad quite a lot. Wow. So this whole experience has been just painful. Yeah. But again, this started with DJI. They sent.
Me, I want to talk to the DHL, just want to know what's happening.
Yeah, no. They need to know. Yeah.
Many how many days? I don't understand what the one day we got information, like you say maybe 5 days. You just in the weekend you just know what to do, and you only get something like Monday, right? They are all days off.
Yeah.
Monday someone told me about DHL number, now told me and told me things to return.
No, they
All the time get prepared.
and that's what I need. Yeah, that's what I need to talk to DJI about, because that response, their entire way of the way they treated us, the way they made us follow this whole process was orchestrated in such a way that we would have to discard all the documentation that we'd already filled out and refill out their documentation so that they can say, yes, they helped us, they assisted us, and now they are owed this fee from DJI, who's contracting them to help us with this. We'd already done everything that they were going to do. The final thing that we needed from them was just to submit the paperwork. But for order for them to get their full fee, they needed to help us with the paperwork. They needed us to sign their versions of the copies. And that's why,
Things to return our mailer lady. Send our things back. Because there's new information in there. The paper.
okay, yeah, I can do that.
Told them if it seems to return, never mind, just send our information to return back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to make sure DJI does not give them anything for this because they absolutely did not do anything. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm still streaming, so okay. Bye. Okay. When I first started, I went east, and both those engines ran out of water before the water tower going east. Plus, going east moves your interchange. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could expand east. I thought everything east was just blatantly owned by the other railroad. Okay, so that explains why it's still on the map. But I figured because it was grayed out, that meant that the other railroad had domain, and it was just there as an indicator of who you could be carrying out waybills for in your territory. But it's nice to know that that's got that sort of expandability where you can actually move into this new territory. But I see what you mean about being unable to fuel. All right, so story time. In addition to this channel, which is primarily a gaming channel and a gaming tech channel, we also have a family channel. And between the two, we do various projects for different companies here in Taiwan or in the region. And we had recently gotten into cinematic cameras and studio production work. And so we were starting to work with DJI with like their Ronin 4, and they wanted to send us the Focus Pro for the Ronin 4, which adds autofocus to cinematic cameras like the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Pro 6K Pro that we're using. And so we said, yeah, great. Well, we'd love to work with you. We'd love to review the product. So DJI is a Chinese company, and normally that's not a big deal. However, if you're sending electronic products, the number of electronic products you're sending is a big deal. And they happen to be sending to us for the DJI Focus Pro, you've got the LiDAR, which is a wireless product. You've got the motor, which is also wireless. And then you've got the hand grip. But this bundle that they're sending us is this all-in-one bundle, creator bundle, that also has a hand wheel that you can use, that you use remotely to control the camera, to control the focus, and actually has its own display. So it's a nice little director device. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Okay. So what that means is, all right, so we're going to pull into this line. We're going to decouple the oil. Should I deliver the oil now, or can I just, no, I don't want to leave something here, leave the region, then come back. So we'll go ahead and deliver the oil now. All right, so we're already past the point. Okay, we're stopped. Handbrake. Disconnected, decoupled. All right, pull it ahead a little bit. So long story short, DJI sent us 3 wireless devices. Taiwan requires you to register for a license. Their version of the FCC requires you to register for a license when you're importing more than 2 wireless devices. Yeah, we're going to do it this way. Okay, we're decoupled. Now, I guess the best way to do this, we'll just back in on this one. So DJI made the first mistake. They sent us a bundle that they said was import friendly, and it was not. Then I started working with their contract agency here. It's a company here that helps with NCC certification and requirements. And DJI pays them to assist their customers with these requirements when necessary. The problem is the fees vary based on the level of support that they offer customers. And when you're a foreigner in Taiwan, not everybody is, unscrupulous and otherwise deceitful, but there are some businesses here that do have policies that are tailored around taking advantage of foreigners, offering you more features, more services, and more add-ons than you would know that you would need or not. You still have the option to say no, but by design, these packages, these services are designed to throw so much at you that you don't know what you need and what you don't need. So we've been working with this company for the last several days, and because DJI gave me all the information I needed, they gave me all the paperwork I needed. All I needed to do was sign it and then hand it over to them. Well, that's not a lot of money for them. All they have to do is take that information and then submit it to the NCC to get my format. But they responded in such a way that said, "Oh, let us we redid the paperwork for you. All you need to do is sign and then send us the originals, and then we can submit that for you." They made it sound like it was going to be a faster deal, when in fact, I was going a little bit too fast on that one. Okay, where's the handbrake? It's right there. And the train line, brake lines there. All right. Reverse. So anyway, they ended up taking up so much more time, especially the fact that we had to mail them the originals, whereas all we had to do was email the forms that DJI used. That by the time everything was said and done, DHL had already started the return of the items. Now I thought DHL might have done so, because when this whole thing started with DJI to begin with, I told DHL I don't have the paperwork that you're looking for. They never gave me any paperwork. They never told me I needed any paperwork. And so I was under the impression that I was going to have to work with DJI on a new order, something that came with proper paperwork from them, not something that I could submit. And so I had already told DHL that that it wasn't on me, that it was on DJI. And so they said they would contact DJI. And then when DJI contacted me, I thought that was a result of, them hearing from DHL and that they told DHL that they would work with me. But that wasn't the case. So for the last, 3 or 4 days, I've been talking to DHL, been talking to DJI, and talking to Yisheng, this contractor here in Taiwan, But apparently nobody was talking to each other. And that's how we ended up where we're at today. So the items are all on the way back to China. We didn't pay for anything, so we're not losing anything. This deal might still go through. I don't know, but if it does, it's going to be like this whole. We're starting over from scratch, and we lost, all this time. All right. Spot your first car. The overlay. Okay, congratulations! You successfully delivered your first customer car. All right. Released. Now, yeah, we should be able to just jump in line and pull the rest. Huge map, but you have to purchase the supplies to do if you open up the company window and go to milestones. Okay. Next. Now that this car is spotted, the customer will load or unload it, which could take a few hours or a few days, depending on the customer interior. When the customer is done with the car, a new waybill will be assigned to return it to the interchange. You'll want to check your customers daily for cars with new waybills. Remember, the unfulfilled waybills are also listed in the station agent window. Oh, we're over 2 hours. Okay. I'm going to have to stop. It's almost 2 p.m. And I'm going to have to contact this company anyway. So first I need to contact DJI. They need to know that this contractor that they're using is a nightmare to deal with. They are trying to take advantage of their customers. They're trying to take advantage of DJI, since DJI covers all their fees. And they need to know what these guys are doing to their customers. The fact that they cost them this order, which if this had been an actual order, this could potentially cost them. I don't know what the Focus Pro. I think when I looked at the prices in the U.S., it was close to about $2,000 for this whole bundle. So that's quite a bit of loss there that they're risking because of this company. Okay, we're going to get this coupled, and then we're going to go ahead and save and stop there for the day. But yeah, I don't mind talking about it like on the stream, just conversationally, but this kind of stuff is not the kind of stuff I want to make videos about, There we go. Apply. I never applied the handbrake on these. Or maybe I only did it for the oil car. I don't know. All right. Well, that's where we're going to stop. Highly recommend trying to get to Alarka, as it has a coal mine and 2 copper mines, and they're very profitable. Like, there were 90 cars to 1 empty and got paid $2,000. Oh, there's just so much. I'm really enjoying the game. I'm really enjoying the experience. But yeah, there's just so much more to this game. The more I play it, the more you kind of discover new layers to it. And yeah, I mean, I still love Derail Valley, but these games are so disparate that you can enjoy them separately. You can enjoy them together or separately, and they're not going to get in the way of each other, I don't think. But yeah. Anyway, I've got to go take care of other business, but thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and or follow whichever platform you end up seeing this on. And yeah, if you like this content, check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Arkagus. If you like the streams, check out Twitch, twitch.tv/Arkagus. And yeah, thanks for watching. Cayman Riders, nice to meet you. Thank you for tagging along and sharing your information. I will definitely DM you, you know, if I have more questions. But yeah, until next time, you guys be safe. Game.